But Emperor, in the beginning, he was a wise man. However, since being fascinated by the lake, he slowly metamorphosed into brutality and bloodlust. His greatest obsession, it is the curse that will be fulfilled. Life's work can fall into the hands of mechanics, prince of the vassal state. So he set up a deity board, with the ambition to break the curse of fate. From here, Uncle, the sun's skeletal muscle is muscle, become an insidious threat to the power of the cylinder. King, make him find a way to destroy the muscle and sand flat. Western period, the king's bloody plan. Successful or not, next development of the film. Give the audience an answer. The first scene, the real son of the emperor, by the king himself, because of the love of women, kill him and his mother. But the blessed body does not rest in the grave. It's cold. That was taken by Natra and Yang Jian to Kowloon to find a way to revive. Originally, don't want to fight against heaven. But by grace is the crown prince. He's the only one capable of opening the deity table. So they finally had to save him. I have no doubt in my heart of hatred. The process of resurrection becomes a night when his body absorbs the life of the monks themselves. No one can stop that process. And when grace opens its eyes again, master of the gods first had to pay the price of being drained of gas. There's only one body left, old as an old man about to die. Meanwhile, in the hospital capital, the Great Depression after 15 years in the North summoned by the emperor to lead the conquest. Western period, but for the reason of age. He asked to go into hiding. The king could do nothing but acceptance at this time. A talented female general who used to follow the text of birth and death, too thin and go, stood for election. Please take the pioneer seal to the west to take the opportunity. Who makes the king lose sleep day and night? I saw the courage of the female general. The king was very excited. Give her the coat of arms immediately, on behalf of the army. In the Western period, in the middle of a funeral for my father, is the skeletal muscle that believes from the afterglow. It's not just a declaration of war, but also accompanied by an arrogant messenger. Request, give up your head to avoid the enemy. Of course, wild words. It almost killed the messenger on the spot, because Westerners would rather die, but never give in. Especially the young king. He's not just smart, brave but ready to face the tyrant. The fierce battle quickly begins. When Deng led his army into the Western period, she suddenly caught sight of the local fishermen building a bridge. CA singing welcome to make hospital soldiers ludicrous and contemptuous. I can't believe the cavalry came into the middle of the bridge. The fishermen immediately cut the rope, causing the entire army to fall into the water. It seems that the book will break down the female general's army, but they underestimated the power of mercy. This time in the army there were 4. A giant just needs a finger. We're able to lift soldiers out of the water. The plot failed. The Western army moved to lead the enemy into the narrow ravine, where the machine and the general have already laid heaven and earth hand, just waiting for the wounded to get into a dilemma. Is the order to bury any doubt? The 4 giants once again destroyed the battlefield. They used the power of the earth, turning stone into a dragon, devouring the ambush plot. The Western army suffered heavy losses. Even the engine also fell into 1,000 pounds hanging air, forced to order a withdrawal. But Deng is easy to miss the opportunity. He pushed the horse to the chase. The arrow he shot out can't break through the woman general's skillful battle. Just in the moment, she was close. Knocked down the engine's horse with a glowing stone, put him in a dangerous situation. But with a resilient atmosphere, stand up and continue to fight. And then finally, both because of a loss of balance, we fall into the abyss together. When I woke up after the battle, you find yourself in the deep. Next to General Deng, Engulf is still unconscious. Take that rare opportunity. He tried to tie his opponent's hands to turn the situation around. Any doubt, before she could do it, the general woke up. Rise up and fight back. They're both once again in a fight for survival. Although the base, with technology and natural intelligence, but his school experience is still lacking. Compared to the female general who used to stomach the battle. After 10 rounds of intense fighting, eventually she was oppressed by her, tied up on the trunk, to fall into complete defeat. In that situation, the engine has no other way. Use words to turn people around. He frankly pointed out that Deng Zhen is fighting under the curse, a tyrant who reigns. Who are ready to die. Kill your own kin to satisfy your ambition. Whether a brave female general, is it worth dying for such an owner? But Zen as a martial artist, again believe the most important thing is absolute loyalty. Even if the owner is AI, he still has to be dedicated. So the machine's advice didn't work. At the right time, a giant ferocious wild boar appeared. It's like a monster rising from hell. The letter begged, let her go so that the two of you can fight back. But the general was proud to fight for himself. Thanks to their agility and bravery, she broke a monster's fangs. And its power is still terrible. Every time I see her, he's running around like a lunatic. It almost got hit for serious injury. In the moment, 1,000 pounds of hanging to take advantage of the self-rescuing loophole. Then let the Jade storm the battle. Two people work together, stabbed blind the monster and lead it straight to the base of the giant tree and the life of the gods of the forest. However, its massive body almost crushed the female general. Take advantage of the opportunity to hide quickly until the Jade meditation escaped. Her prey. The catch is gone. It turns out that the opportunity has long hidden itself at the top of the tree. Escaped from the encirclement. The next day, by the stream of Master Kuang Tiu sitting leisurely fishing. I can't believe a flock of black crows is coming. I thought you were lucky along the way. The engine that's hiding on the ratte tree. After a bit of chaos, they both landed in the forest. From the day the skeletal muzzle died, he and Kuang Zhu have lost 7 hours to meet again. He knew the situation and advised him. If you don't want to lose your life to the power of the hospital, only submit to the king, in exchange for an official with safety. But the method with the strong core got angry. It is better to die gloriously than to live disgracefully. You can't bow down to be mean. Kuang Tiu was very happy to hear that, because you know you trust the right people. While in court, the king was trapped for too long in the enchantment of it, that the body wears out every day. But he didn't know, the biggest threat is right next door. They even believe blindly. He promised to practice a certain kind of magic, help her take care of her illness. It makes him even more enchanted. At that time, the news of bringing back the deity tablet was revealed. It is currently in the west. The king was glad to hear that. But when it comes to the west, fear comes back. Because that's the land associated with the curse. It is expected that his business will be replaced by the engine itself in the western period, when Kuang Zhu comes back. In front of my eyes, there is a sight that moves people's hearts. From old to young, from male to female. No one will leave the city. They all agree to die against the hospital's soldiers. I see that spirit. It's very moving. The more I understand that I am not allowed to be weak, because only resilience is qualified to lead the populace. His return made the court of martial arts rejoice. It's like a fire of determination. But the joy did not last long. The shadow, the glory of Deng, the army, and the guys. The giant appeared before the city. That the spirit that has risen immediately descend. The soldiers trembled. In that dangerous situation, the risk is not free from worry. The Kuang Tiu is still calm. The enemy in front of you is like a fish in a pond, and they themselves are the ones in need. The implication is that this war, if you take the time, the loser will not be the West. Meanwhile, in the capital, the king understands that you only rely on yourself to face the West, sooner or later 7. So he went to see the shaman himself. I beg you to go to war again. Commander of the cavalry, he pretended that his body was seriously ill. I'm afraid how long it's hard to live. If not this time, to eradicate the Western period, he will return the throne to the master. Evidenced by offering the dragon hat and robe as a commitment. The words of honey, with the prospect of 1,000-year power. That made the shaman flinch, especially when he sees the king. It's really worn out. In my heart, there is no evil. Think this Jiang Shan may soon will fall into my hands, so he immediately nods in. Decided to return to the battlefield once again. That night, the blue bird of the west, quietly breaking into the enemy camp. Mu tried to steal a giant sword. He a heavy sword, many times its small body. But with resilience and ingenuity, he eventually stole the sword. Unfortunately, it shocked the owner. The giant woke up and immediately chased him, causing a riot in the general's camp. The blue bird was weak, but had completed its task, lead the giants out of camp. And in that moment, he ordered the Western army to fire missiles at the same time, hundreds of long spears burning down enemy camps. Red flames were burning everywhere. General Deng Zhen and Gok heard that the camp was attacked, but not panic. Ordered to remain in formation instead of pursuing, while the giants are lured out. Accidentally fell into the ambush. The West cannot confront directly, should choose to use the rain of remote attackers. They hurt them badly. The camp of the wounded was severely damaged. The next morning, the West's greatest prize. The next season is the giant sword. When he saw it, he shook his head. I think this trophy is too small. Because it doesn't shake the enemy's spirit. You really want to defeat the enemy. We have to catch their leader. And if not, the raids. This kind of thing can't be considered a complete success. Right the next morning, Deng Ngo pulled the army close to the western period. The gong drum echoed the air. Tens of thousands of soldiers determined to flatten this small stronghold. In response, he also led his troops to war. Two sides quickly face to face, and the three giants were sent out to pioneer. To deal with the opportunity, command let the green bird drop the net from above. Take them! But soon after, they threw out the treasure. Mixed umbrella, something like a giant magnet. He wiped out all the arrows on the battlefield and immediately bounced back. The Western army fell into the scene of his stick beating his back. The net is torn apart. The giants roared up. The disorganized Western army was forced to retreat. Immediately signal for the entire army to retreat. Pretend to run away to attract the enemy. Exactly as planned. Deng Ngo frantically pushed the horse beyond the giants to chase. Boy, I didn't know I was falling into a trap. That's what Guangzhou laid out on the city bridge. As soon as the horse comes to the middle of the bridge, the signal is emitted. The bridge is pulled up. One horse wobbling. I was lucky enough to catch up to the bridge. In that moment, the general also came, grabbed hold of the muscle's cloak. They both fell into the water below. And the war continues. Not on horseback, but in the middle of the water. The blind man is familiar with the river. As soon as it falls, the muzzle immediately recognized the heavy armor will make me drown. So he hurriedly took off everything to rise to the surface of the water, and it was also in the middle of a fierce struggle. He saw the woman unable to escape, burdened from iron armor, slowly being engulfed by the water. He came down again to save her. On the edge of the war, there's still choking tension. The giants continue to perform terrible magic. This time they summoned out a giant fox. The wild beast digging deep beneath the city. The hope of the West is almost extinguished. But at the right time, a six-headed man suddenly appeared like a god. It's like he grabbed the fox. Pick it up and throw it to the ground. It doesn't stop there. The first 3-6 immediately rushed into the giants. Even if they cast any magic, they were overwhelmed and destroyed by him. The battle becomes rattled, the sky turns to dust. The wall was torn up after the end. All the giants were defeated by him one by one. That power made the Western army it's amazing! And only when the Natra appeared, it has been revealed that the first 3-6 hands are the Prince of the Hospital. After being resurrected by the fairies were seeing the power of God. Become a champion warrior god. That news made Huang Tiu, and everyone was so excited. Because with the help of grace, the West has a chance to revive and survive. But after saving the general, I don't know how to breathe. So there's only one way to carry her around, in the hope of bringing her back from the dead. Fortunately, thanks to his resilience, Deng Ngo is slowly waking up. I thought this time he would make the beautiful. I can't believe it. Moreover, the engine is swept away by the water. It seems to me that the West has been destroyed because of me. Decide if the king wants to take his life. You will voluntarily surrender. I just want people to be safe. Thought that opportunity had taken off its cloak. Give it to General Deng to bring back as a token of surrender. On the way back, Tai Chuan, after receiving the trust of the king, with the promise of inheritance, he led the army to the western conquest and met the army of Deng Ngo present. Even if there is a leader in the West, he did not give up his intention to succeed. They even charged him with treason. That doesn't sound good. He said he had only surrendered and never betrayed. General Deng also dared to stand out and forgive him, but only received a violent blow from the Time Master, to the point where fireflies explode. Deng Ngo even more angry. That a true general, you're never allowed to kill civilians. But seriously right now, they have power and loyalty. Lying to the king, cover the mind. He said whether the king is right or wrong, it must also be the middle. Any AI that interferes with the will of an angel is an enemy, and immediately issue an arrest warrant. She regretted it so much. Blame yourself for your actions. Keep yourself imprisoned. The West faces the risk of falling into the hands of the enemy. But at midnight, Deng Ngo suddenly appeared. He risked his rescue and escaped with him. They both ride in the dark. Before he could go far, the master rode the horse in pursuit, prepared to take the final step again. Guys be a top 6-hand appearance deterrent. At the time, I didn't know it was a blessing. But I saw someone opening the way. Quickly with Deng the goat escaped safely, face to face with the guru. He finally revealed his true identity. Chief Prince of the Emperor. People who thought they were dead. The writing is very shocking. But when I told him not to be blind, to serve a man who has been seduced by a woman, the master said coldly that he would rather betray. The prince also decided not to betray the prince. The old man did not kill. Just send a message to the king. The prince was resurrected. Who dares to attack the West? Be prepared to face the consequences. After escaping from the encirclement, she sent General Deng back to the West. In the joy of the people, everyone was so glad he was alive. I don't forget to express my gratitude to the general, contributed to the rescue. But many people are still hesitant. I don't want to accept her. Fear will leave a legacy. At that time, he stood out to advise. She said she's not coming back now. He became a benefactor as well as a guest of the West. You have to stay and be treated well. At that moment, the first 3 6-hands also appeared. I didn't realize until he showed up. And then in great joy, he realized it was a blessing. The one you thought was forever separating yin and yang. Grace says that, after being resurrected by the fairies, he was advised not to let hatred cloud his will, because it will never turn around. But the Grace affirms that it is better to embrace that hatred, to remember the pain of being killed by the king himself. Both my mother and I, willing to risk their lives again for revenge. The first to hear that just sighed. Reminds me that alone, you'll never be strong enough to fight the king. If you want to win, you have to find a way. That's why today the Grace is back. Keep up with your old best friend. While on the king's side, the disease in him was almost completely absorbed. The power is almost restored, but in exchange, the century has run out of energy. The body is full of wounds. The king was still fascinated by her. Without even hesitating, kill more innocent people, just to please female lovers. When he received a letter from the crown prince, still alive, he immediately gave instructions. If Grace can conquer the Western period and bring back the deity board, he will retain the crown prince. I'm a little nervous, but the king laughed. They say it's all a conspiracy. He will take advantage of both Greece and Grace to destroy the Western period. And when it's done, it'll kill them both. Standing next to him was an evil wizard, the owner of 5 poisons. He and the king gathered thousands of soldiers and released 5 poisons to slaughter. The soldiers died and came back to life, turned into an army of monsters. Each can kill 100 people. This army promises to crush the Western period in no time. In the West, people still don't know the storm is coming. The whole city is singing, dancing jubilantly to celebrate the victory. Even General Deng was used to growing up in the midst of fire and blood. It was also the first time to enjoy the fun. Like that moment, the wise man began to act. He gave his troops mysterious water to drink and built 10 snow battles to hide the moon, turning the sky as black as the abyss. The party just ended. People immediately recognized the omen of the shot, a missile probe. The whole city was surrounded by the enemy. The West is immediately alarmed. The entire army rushed into the battle position, not ready yet. The Taoist master used the mirror to operate 10 snow battles. The cold light is coming. Where is the soul of the soldiers gone? Just in front of my eyes, hundreds of people have turned to dust. The West only has a way to hide, where the light can't reach. Bluebird trying to rush to destroy the copper mirrors, but powerless. Their power is too great. People only know how to put people in the dark, the light of death. With my understanding, they realize the only way to destroy it. It's to find and destroy the Dharma Master. It's done before you can do that. Protect the city at all costs. Outside, the Thai general constantly attacked. Inside, the Western army is entrenched. The two sides are fiercely entangled. Blood turned into a river. Many Western soldiers accepted to be martyrs. Fall down but still embrace the enemy. Sacrifice to keep every inch of land. But the enemy is too strong. The gate was finally broken. The monster army rushed in with the only goal: kill everyone in the city, leaving only the fascist comrade under siege. Fortunately, the Blue Bird was saved in time. Huangzu also fell into danger, but was rescued by Yang Jian and Nezha. And Grace immediately incarnate be a head 6-hands, with everyone fighting back. At that moment, I noticed it on the body. A Thai soldier had a strange insignia engraved on it. It's the same symbol I saw on the back of General Deng's head. Immediately flashed thoughts. The key to finding the Dharma Master's way. It's also the only chance to turn the tide of the battle towards General Deng. Seeing the people in the city in danger, She also tried to help. But no one knows that. Your real mission in the West. It's not for the soldiers to fight against the Xiqi. It's to get deified by the night she releases her body. She and the Master made a covenant. If she can bring back the gods to the West, will be forgiven. She took advantage of the chaos when she found Guangxu and immediately take him out of the city and give him to the master. Any doubt, the old man swallowed up his statement. By the order of the emperor, before the sun rises, all Westerners must die. Only retain the crown prince's favor. General Deng now understood that he was cheated. She didn't give the table and throw it back to Guangxu. He fired a flare signal to the engine, and everyone is out. Let the general arrest you. It is in the book of Guangxu. Thanks to the sign he found on her girl, he guessed his true identity and his future. To find out the Dharma Master's mantra. In the meantime, the body was given an S but constantly in danger because the copper tray light destroys. Good luck with the blue bird. I finally got to France. Kuang Tiyu. He was severely injured by the fire of the Pharaoh's unicorn. Let the general come. But because you think she betrayed you, you should look at her as an enemy. You know the doubt in your heart. She still doesn't have a stomach. Try to point out the weakness of the master's mind. Third eye on the forehead. She risked herself. The unicorn fire paves the way for a fire in the city. Natra and Yang Jian tried to stop the enemy, powerless before the power of copper. People are about to be massacred. In France, Deng and Gok seriously injured, but still the same synergy. Finally, the sword pierced straight into the third eye. To destroy the Taoists, all 10 great battles collapsed, soldiers vanished. People who have been miraculously revived. Deng and Gok alone did not survive because he had just drunk the Dharma Master's poison water. He had a fatal wound in his arms. She took her last breath. The relationship between the two has just begun. Been overcome by hatred. But Deng and Gok is still satisfied. She was finally taken in her arms. Who made a woman like you? Know the similarity. On the part of Grace, after the battle was over, he went to the king, determined to kill his own father, to avenge my mother and myself. In a fit of hatred, eat the knife transformed into the first BA6, unleashed thunder and lightning. But at the right time, the Catholic Church suddenly appeared, control and take him away. And the old lady, I thought I died under the sword and Deng and Go. Again rescued by the unicorn fire. However, on the way back, he met the king's shaman. While I drink you, the master realized this man was actually sent to take his life. The battle of death took place. The old man cut off his opponent's head, but in the end, he was captured. Magicians use magic to revive themselves, then bring the head of the queen to the throne, and summon an army of 5 deadly poisons, prepared to go straight to the west. Material development. And friends can fend off the dark forces. This is new if you want to know the answer. Wait for the third part of the movie. This scene is also the end of the movie. How do you feel about this movie? Please leave a comment and let me know. If you see it, give yourself a like and a subscription channel to support me. More videos. Send it to you. Thank you very much and see you.